What would you do if you found yourself falling for someone who isn't your spouse? That's exactly what happened to today's poster until he stumbled upon a letter from his wife that shattered him to the core. What was in that letter? And did it come too late to save their marriage? This emotional story is a wake-up call about love, loyalty, and the danger of taking someone for granted. Stick around, you'll want to hear how it ends. So, I've been married to my wife, Emily, for 8 years. We met in college, one of those sweet, quiet romances that just felt natural from the start. No big drama, no roller coasters. She was always the calm in my chaos. We got married right after graduation, moved into a small apartment, and started our lives together. Things were good until they weren't. It wasn't one big fight or betrayal. It was the slow fade. I started staying late at work. She started going to bed without waiting up for me. We barely talked about anything other than bills, chores, and who was going to take the dog out. That's when Sophie came along. She was a new project manager at WorkSmart. Funny, ambitious. Everything about her felt exciting. Our conversations were effortless. He laughed at my jokes, asked about my dreams, told me I deserved more. It wasn't physical at first, but emotionally. I knew I was crossing a line. The more I connected with Sophie, the more I pulled away from Emily. I stopped noticing the small things, like the way she still folded my laundry just the way I liked it, or how she made my coffee every morning, even when we weren't talking. One night, Sophie and I stayed late after a client pitch. We were alone in the office, the lights low, the city buzzing outside. She leaned in and said, "If you weren't married, would you be with me?" I didn't answer, but I didn't need to. My silence said enough. I went home and looked at Emily curled up on the couch in one of my old sweatshirts, watching a baking show without a dogger asleep beside her. She looked peaceful, familiar, and I felt like a stranger in my own life. I told myself I deserved passion, that I was stuck, that maybe she'd be happier without me too. So I started preparing. Mentally, emotionally, I was going to tell her I wanted out. I even looked up apartments. But then, everything changed. The day I planned to break the news, I came home early from work to talk. Emily wasn't home. The dog was gone too at the groomer. Probably. I sat in the quiet, gathering my thoughts. That's when I noticed a notebook, half hidden under a stack of magazines on the coffee table. Emily's journal. I shouldn't have read it, I know that, but something made me pick it up. Maybe I was looking for proof that she didn't care any more, either something to ease my guilt. Instead, I found a letter. It was tucked between pages, dated just a few weeks ago. It wasn't addressed to anyone, just titled, "To the husband who's already gone. To the husband who's already gone. I miss you, even though you're still here. I miss your laugh, your random kisses, the way you used to look at me like I was your whole world. Now you barely see me. I don't know when you stopped loving me, but I felt it the moment your eyes started looking past me instead of at me. I've tried everything. I've made your favorite dinners, asked about your day, even put on that red dress you used to love. You said nice, then went back to your phone. I know I'm not perfect. I know life got hard and we both changed. But I never stopped choosing you, even when you stopped choosing me. Every morning, I look at you and wonder if you're already gone, if you're just waiting for the right moment to leave. Maybe there's someone else. Maybe I'm just not enough anymore. I've cried into my pillow more nights than I can count because I didn't want you to hear how broken I am. But despite all that, I still love you. And that's the part that hurts the most. I sat there frozen, the notebook trembling in my hands. I don't remember how long I sat reading that letter. All I know is something cracked inside me. I had been so caught up in what I thought I deserved that I completely ignored what I already had. A woman who stayed, a woman who tried, a woman who still loved me, even when I made her feel invisible. All those moments I thought she didn't care. That was her hurting silently, praying I'd notice. The door opened and Emily walked in holding our freshly groomed dog, humming quietly when she saw me sitting there with the journal in my lap. Her smile dropped. Her eyes darted to the notebook. "You read it," she said quietly. I didn't try to deny it. I couldn't. "Yeah," I whispered. "I read it." She set the dog down and stood there, arms folded, bracing herself for whatever was about to happen. I stood up and walked toward her. "I'm sorry," I said, voice breaking. "I've been so selfish. I was going to leave. I was planning it, but then I found that letter, and it ripped me apart. Tears welled in her eyes, but she didn't speak. I thought I wanted something, knew something exciting. I continued, but I realized I've been chasing a spark when I had a whole fire right herein, and I just let it burn out. Still, she said nothing. The silence between us was heavy. Then finally, she asked, "Is there someone else?" I nodded slowly, not physically. But oh yeah, emotionally, yes. I let her in. I'm ashamed. She looked away, biting her lip. "I'll do anything to earn your trust again." I said, "Therapy, honesty, distance from her, whatever you need. I don't want to lose you. Not now. Not like this." Her voice was barely a whisper. "Why now?" "Why not before you found the letter?" I thought about that, because I finally heard you. Not with words, but with your pain. And it made me realize I still love you. So much, I just forgot how to show it. We stood there for a long time, the weight of it all hanging in the air. Finally, she walked over and took the journal from my hand. "I don't know if I can forgive you." "Not yet," she said, "but if you're willing to fight for us, I'll meet you halfway." I nodded, tears falling freely now. "I will. Every damn step." 1 year later, we went to marriage counseling. It was hard. There were tears, fights, and comfortable truths. But little by little, we rebuilt. I cut off all contact with Sophie the day after I read that letter. No goodbye, no explanation, just gone. She didn't deserve one, and Emily deserved it. I started showing up again mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I remembered why I fell in love with Emily in the first place: her strength, her patience, her quiet, steady love. And slowly, she started trusting me again. Final lesson. Sometimes, love doesn't die, it just goes quiet, waiting for you to notice it again. Affairs don't always start in the bedroom, they often start when you stop seeing your partner. Don't let something real slip away while chasing an illusion. Water the garden you already have, because once it's gone, you may never get it back. In the end, this story isn't just about infidelity or regrets, it's about second chances and rediscovering what truly matters. Sometimes the spark you're chasing is already burning quietly at home, waiting for you to see it again. What did you think of this story? Let us know in the comments, and if you've ever had a wake-up call like this in your own relationship. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss more real stories from the heart. Until next time on Best of Reddit Reality.